There is a prison most people live in their entire lives. No walls, no locks, no guards, just the eyes of other people and the fear of what they might think. It controls what you wear, what you say, what you do, what you dare to dream. It makes you smaller than you are. It makes you quieter than you feel. It makes you choose the safe path over and over again until one day you look up and realize you have spent your entire life building a version of yourself that was never really you. A version built for approval, a version built for other people's comfort, not yours. This video is about what happens when you finally decide to walk out of that prison. Think about how much energy you spend every single day managing what other people think of you, the words you choose carefully so no one misunderstands you, the opinions you hold back so no one disagrees with you, the dreams you keep private so no one laughs at you, the risks you never take so no one can say you failed. Now ask yourself, what could you do with all that energy if you stopped spending it on people who are too busy worrying about what you think of them to even notice? Because here is the truth number one wants to say out loud. Most people are not thinking about you. They are thinking about themselves, their own fears, their own insecurities, their own image. The audience you have been performing for your entire life was never really watching. Here is what they never taught you in school. Your brain is wired for approval. For thousands of years, being rejected by your tribe meant death. Being cast out meant you could not survive alone. So your brain evolved to be extraordinarily sensitive to what others think, because once upon a time, it was a matter of life and death. But you are not living in that world anymore. The opinion of someone who barely knows you is not a threat to your survival. The judgment of strangers on the internet cannot actually harm you. The laughter of people who are too afraid to try themselves does not determine your worth. Your brain has not caught up with reality yet. It still treats social rejection like a predator. It still treats disapproval like danger. Your job, your most important job, is to retrain it, to teach it that the only opinion that can truly destroy you is the one you hold about yourself. So what actually happened? Pens, when you stop caring what people think, first you get quiet, not empty, not cold, quiet. The noise inside your head, the endless commentary, the imagined criticism, the rehearsed responses to conversations that have not happened yet, it starts to fade. And in that silence, for the first time in a long time, you can hear yourself think. You can hear what you actually want, what you actually believe, what you would actually do if no one was watching and no one was judging and no one got to have an opinion about your life but you. That voice, your real voice, has been there the whole time. You just could not hear it over the noise of everyone else's expectations. Then, the changes begin. And they are not small. Your decisions get faster because you are no longer running every choice through the filter of what everyone else will think. Your relationships get deeper because you are finally showing people who you actually are, not the version of yourself you calculated they would approve of. Your work gets better because you are no longer creating for applause. You are creating because it matters to you. And work done from that place has a quality that performance never can. Your fear of failure shrinks because failure only feels catastrophic when you are terrified of what other people will say about it. When you stop caring what they say, failure becomes information, just feedback, just data on your way to something better. Your standards rise because you are no longer calibrating yourself to what is acceptable to others. You start measuring yourself against your own potential. And that is a far more demanding and far more rewarding standard to meet. You stop shrinking. You start taking up space. Not arrogantly, not aggressively, just fully. But I have to be honest with you about something. When you stop caring what people think, some people will leave. Not because you became difficult, not because you became selfish, but because the version of you they liked was the version that was easy to control, the version that always agreed, the version that never pushed back, the version that made them feel comfortable by making yourself small. When you stop being that person, some of them will not know what to do with you. And that is okay, because the people who only loved your performance were never there. I love you. And the people who stay, the ones who remain when you are fully, honestly, uncomplicatedly yourself, those are your real people. And you will find that there are more of them than you expected, because authenticity attracts authenticity. When you stop pretending, you give others permission to stop pretending too. Every person who has ever changed the world stopped caring what the world thought first. Every inventor who built something nobody believed in. Every artist who created before anyone was watching. Every leader who stood for something before it was popular. Every entrepreneur who started with nothing but a vision that made no sense to anyone around them. They all had one thing in common. They reached a point where the opinion of the crowd mattered less than the calling inside them, where being understood mattered less than being true, where the approval of others mattered less than the approval of their own conscience, looking back at them in the mirror at the end of the day and saying, "Yes, you did what you came here to do." That is the only approval that lasts. That is the only audience whose opinion will matter when everything else has a dead. Not the crowd, not the critics. You. When you stop caring what people think, something extraordinary happens. You stop living inside your own head, and you start living inside your own life. You stop rehearsing and you start doing. You stop performing and you start becoming. You stop asking for permission and you start building. The energy you were spending on managing perceptions gets redirected into purpose, and purpose is unstoppable. It does not need an audience. It does not need applause. It does not need anyone to understand it, believe in it, or approve of it. It just needs you to keep going, day after day, in private, without fanfare, without recognition, building the life that was always meant for you, not the life that was designed to impress everyone else. That life is waiting. It has always been waiting. The only thing standing between you and it is the opinion of people who are not even thinking about you. So here is what I want you to do after you finish watching this. Think of the one thing you have been holding back because of what someone might think, the business you have not started, the conversation you have not had, the you have not spoken out loud, the life you have not let yourself want, and then ask yourself one question: if no one was watching, would I do it? If the answer is yes, then the only thing stopping you is a fear that was never real to begin with. You do not need permission. You do not need approval. You do not need the world to understand your vision before you start building it. You just need to decide that your life belongs to you. Decide that your choices belong to you. Decide that the person in the mirror is the only one whose opinion gets to shape what you do next. And then go. Go without explaining. Go without apologizing. Go without looking back to see if anyone is watching, because the ones who matter will notice. Not the noise you make on the way, but who you become when you finally stop caring about the noise. Keep going. The world will be better because you were here.